think? How do you see the future of European agriculture going forward? What are the challenges? What are the blockages? What are the perspectives?
Well, that's a very complex question, but basically I would say what we can expect in the future is that the issue of food and environmental security will be higher up in the ranking in the general public. Second, what we must expect, unfortunately, is that we will see more volatile prices and markets on the demand side and on the supply side. And third, I think what we should expect from the future agriculture is that our farmers have conditions to produce sustainable, but also not only to produce food and feed, but also a good environment.
You mentioned that in the future, so looking at that conjunction between environment and food production, that environmental security will be a mirror of food security and vice versa. How do you really think that we can bring those two elements together?
Yeah, this is, I think, the most challenging thing we have to do. But we must master it, whether we like it or not. There is no recipe, no magic stick to solve this problem. This will be a permanent process where we have, on the one hand, the necessity to produce more and to produce better, but at the same time that I very often say that we shouldn't make a mistake twice. Because if we remember what we did in the 1950s and 60s, when we had a huge intensification phase in Europe to produce more food, at that time this was at the cost of our environment, of our landscapes, of biodiversity, and so on and so forth. And now we must be able to manage this in a way so that at the same time we protect the environment and even we increase the environmental benefits from agricultural production. In practice, this means we have to think about our soils, what we should do to make them more fertile. And here is a link also to the question of carbon sequestration, because the humus in the soil is nothing else than stored CO2. And I think there are ways and possibilities to increase that. Second, we have to look at new technologies which are less brutal, let me say, and we have to rethink also, for example, our tillage systems. We have to rethink also what we do with our animal waste. Also here, I think there are possibilities that we, via first processing the animal waste, we can gain energy. At the same time, we can improve the quality of our natural fertilizers. And so on and so on. So there are also many other ways, up to questions what should be the future rotation systems, how can we use less harming pesticides, and many other questions.